Hey, Buena Vista Baptist kids, it's Kira and Pastor Scott back for another episode with you. And we've got a great story to tell you about. But before we do that, Kira has something really important to do. She has to help this little plant move into its brand new home. So Kira, what do we have to do to help this plant?
First of all, you got to get it a new home. Then, after you get the home, fill the base with some rocks. Then fill it almost all the way with soil. Once you've done that, your plant is ready to move.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and help this little plant move into its new home? So, Kira, what kind of plant is this?
It's an aloe vera plant.
It's very cute. And have you given your plant a name?
Me and my friend Hannah named it Steve.
Steve's a good name for a plant. And Kira, can this plant do anything special?
It can actually be used to make hand sanitizer.
I think we're going to need hand sanitizer after this project. That's awesome. Kira, what is one thing that both of us had to do in order to help this plant today?
We had to get our hands dirty.
That's right. In order to help, sometimes we have to get our hands dirty. Now, right now, and all the time, we make sure we clean our hands after this. But if we want to help other people, sometimes we have to get involved. We have to get our hands dirty. We've got some great people at our church that don't mind getting their hands dirty if they have to help someone out. I remember hearing the story of Mr. Bob, who was on his way to church, and he was late getting there. And I found out later that he was late because he had to pull over and help someone change a tire. And last week, Mrs. Kathy was so busy going around delivering food to people who needed it. And in order to make the food, she had to get her hands dirty too. Now they both cleaned up after, but they had to get their hands dirty. Well, Jesus tells a story about a man who was going on a journey. And he was going on a journey from Jerusalem all the way down to Jericho. And while he was going on his journey, unfortunately, some very bad men jumped out, beat him up, and took everything he had and left him for dead on the side of the road. Now there were other travelers, Jesus said, on that road. 3 other travelers, in fact. But the first 2 saw the man and they went around on the other side. They didn't want to get their hands dirty. But the 3rd traveler did something amazing. Now, if you want to find out what that 3rd traveler did, you're going to have to read the story for yourself, or at least get a parent to read it for you. Kira, where can they find the story?
Luke chapter 10, verse 25 to 37.
Actually, the Nickerson family are going to read the story right after this, if you want to listen to that. And then after this service is over, get your parents to print off the activity sheets and watch the video together. And then remember to ask your mom or your dad what they learned from the story today. So thanks for joining us today. For now, it's Kira and Scott saying, see you next week.